You weren't born to skim the surface. You came here to dive deep, to sense what others miss, to feel what others avoid. And early this week, Scorpio, your depth becomes your advantage. Not because it's comfortable, but because the cosmos is daring you to descend into truth and rise with power. May 26th begins with the kind of silence that isn't empty. It's loaded, heavy with intuition, thick with potential. Pluto, your ancient ruler, casts a magnetic influence over your chart, activating the part of you that doesn't flinch when the lights go out. You were built for this. To walk into the shadows, not to get lost, but to retrieve the part of you that's been buried under performance, productivity, or polite pretending. Monday morning asks a single question. What truth have you been too strategic to admit? Not to the world, but to yourself. That you're tired of carrying the emotional labor for everyone else. That your instincts were right all along. That you're ready to stop surviving and start owning your voice. And Scorpio, your voice doesn't whisper. It slices. It liberates. It opens timelines that only truth can unlock. So before the noise of the day begins, create your sanctuary. Turn off your phone. Close the door. Sit in front of a mirror, candle lit. Look into your own eyes, not for flaws, but for fire. Whisper this: I don't owe comfort to those who mistake my clarity for conflict. Then journal for 10 minutes. No filters, no apologies, just honesty that burns. Write down what you've been swallowing. Resentments, desires, visions, boundaries. Say them, see them. Because you can't transform what you're still pretending doesn't exist. Mid-morning, the moon in Pisces touches your sector of inner truth and long-held dreams. And it stirs something quiet, but undeniable. Maybe it arrives as a memory, maybe a song lyric, maybe a moment of déjà vu that reminds you. You've always known what you were meant to build. You just got busy becoming who others needed you to be. Scorpio, it's time to remember. To reclaim the dream that never really died. To return to the version of you who knew that intensity wasn't a flaw, it was a compass. Use this moment. Light a second candle. On a clean page, write this title: The Dream I'm Ready to Recommit to. Then describe it, not in vague hopes, but with bold, visceral detail. What does it look like? Where does it take you? What does it give others? Why does it scare you? And most importantly, why does it feel like home? Because Scorpio, your destiny doesn't live on the surface. It waits for you in the waters most people are too afraid to swim. Now, take a breath. You've touched something sacred. But don't rush to act just yet. You're not here to chase the current. You're here to become the tide. Midday arrives with a decision point. One that asks, will you protect your energy like it matters? Or will you leak it trying to prove your worth? You've done enough proving. Now it's about preserving. Preserving your vision, your focus, your sovereignty. This is the moment to audit your energetic budget. Look at your calendar, your inbox, your relationships. What's draining you? What's distracting you? Who keeps asking for access without earning trust? Write their names down, not to shame, but to reclaim. Then next to each, write the boundary you need, but have been avoiding. Be precise. No half-truths. No soft language. Clarity is kindness now. Scorpio doesn't do halfway healing. You burn to the bone and rebuild from the marrow. So make the list. Decide what you're no longer available for. Then take one step to enforce that clarity. Send the message, cancel the meeting, update the contract, silence the chat thread. You're not being cold. You're being clean. Because these days, your energy is sacred. And anything that competes with your peace, it doesn't belong in your palace. Let the afternoon settle. Feel the weight lift from your shoulders. That's not emptiness. That's freedom. That's space. And Scorpio, when you create space, magic moves in. Evening approaches like a velvet curtain. And behind it, a mirror. Not the kind that shows you flaws. The kind that shows you form, power, presence, purpose. Stand before it again. Light a final candle. Play cello, ambient jazz, or complete silence. Then ask, if I were no longer afraid to be seen for who I really am, what would change? Write the answer. Let it crack you open. Let it rearrange you. This is not a performance. It's a reclamation. You're not here to be easy to digest. You're here to be unforgettable. So let this evening seal that truth. Breathe deeply. Place your journal beside your bed. And whisper one final vow. I do not dim for comfort. I burn for clarity. and I rise from my own ashes, not for applause, but for alignment. Now sleep, not as escape, but as embodiment. Because tomorrow, Scorpio, you strike again, but sharper, cleaner, and entirely on your own terms. Tuesday doesn't arrive like a reset, it arrives like a reckoning, not chaotic, but clear. And for Scorpio, clarity is always the beginning of transformation. As the sun rises on May 27th, it illuminates not just your plans, but your patterns, the ones you've mastered, and the ones you've outgrown. This is not a surface-level check-in, this is a soul audit. Start the morning with intention, no rushing, no phone, no noise. Sit in front of a window. Let natural light touch your face. Then ask aloud, what have I been repeating that no longer reflects who I'm becoming? Don't think, feel. Your body knows the answer before your brain tries to soften it. Maybe it's over-explaining. Maybe it's holding space for people who never hold it back. Maybe it's apologizing for being intense, clear, or powerful. Scorpio, you weren't made to be manageable. You were made to be magnetic. And this morning, you're being asked to act accordingly. Light a black candle. Pull out your journal. Title the page, I release what no longer honors my power. Then write, not in perfect sentences, in raw truth, in energy, in honesty that makes your spine straighten. Write until the charge lessens, until the shame evaporates, until you remember, this is not you giving up. This is you clearing space to level up. Now close the journal, blow out the candle, stand up, and stretch like you're shedding skin. Because in some ways, you are. Mid-morning, the moon meets Neptune in Pisces, activating your house of inner knowing, soul vision, and spiritual downloads. And suddenly, there's a whisper. It might come in a dream fragment, a sudden idea, a song that plays at just the right moment. Write it down, capture it. This is your compass, this is your divine breadcrumb. Not every answer will be logical, but all of them will be aligned. Scorpio, when Neptune speaks, it's not for noise, it's for navigation. So trust the subtle, trust the image, trust the sentence that won't leave your mind. It's not distraction, it's design. And it's guiding you toward your next creative, financial, or emotional breakthrough. Late morning, your instincts sharpen, and with them comes an opportunity, one you didn't plan for, one that requires a bold ask or a bolder no. Maybe someone reaches out with a proposal that sounds good on paper, but feels off in your gut. Maybe it's a request to play small one more time, to bend for peace, to silence your intuition for convenience. Don't do it. This is your initiation into next-level leadership, into intuitive sovereignty, into unapologetic alignment. So say the thing. Decline the offer. Negotiate from truth, not fear. Because Scorpio, your power is not just in what you say yes to. It's in what you refuse to allow, what you deny access to, what you protect at all costs. And today, protecting your peace is your greatest profit. Now pause, inhale, exhale, feel the shift. You're moving different now, and the world can feel it. Midday arrives with the perfect moment to recalibrate your environment to match your internal shift. Scorpio doesn't decorate, you consecrate. So clear your space. One drawer, one folder, one lingering tab you've kept open in avoidance. Close it, clear it, trash it. This isn't about minimalism. It's about energetic hygiene. Because clutter is not just visual, it's vibrational. And every object that reminds you of who you used to be, it's competing with the energy of who you're becoming. So honor the upgrade. Make space for it. Then open your journal again. Write this at the top of the page. The version of me who owns the room. Now describe them, not vaguely, with texture, with language that tastes like confidence. What do they walk like, speak like, charge for, lead like? Let the details be bold. Let them stretch you. You're not making this version up, you're remembering them. And once the page is filled, choose one sentence that activates your body. One truth that makes your pulse jump. That's your new mantra. Write it on a sticky note. Place it on your laptop, wallet, or mirror. Let it recalibrate you every time you try to shrink. Because you don't shrink anymore. You set the frequency. And today, that frequency is undeniable. Afternoon sets in, the energy slows but doesn't dim. It deepens. And Scorpio, your soul thrives in depth. Now is the time to nourish it. Make yourself a meal with intention, not fast, not distracted. Real food, real care. Light a candle while you cook. Let music play low, make the entire experience ceremonial. Because how you feed yourself is how you honor your vessel. And today, your vessel is carrying divine instruction. You've received downloads, you've made decisions, now you need integration. So after your meal, put on something that feels like power and peace. Sit in stillness for 10 minutes. No agenda, no input, just presence. Let the downloads settle. Let the decision solidify. Let the soul know, I listened, I led, I moved. That's your evidence, that's your edge. And Scorpio, that's your elegance. As evening arrives, prepare for a final act of reclamation. One more ritual, one more rewrite, because tomorrow is watching. And what you anchor tonight becomes the foundation it builds from. Evening falls. But Scorpio, your energy doesn't fade. It concentrates. It sharpens. It circles in like a hawk spotting what's been hiding in the tall grass. Because while others wind down, you wake up. You feel everything more intensely at night. And that's not a flaw, it's your gift. So tonight you use it. Start by preparing a sacred space. Turn off the overhead lights, light a candle, deep violet, crimson, or pure white. Play music that stirs something ancient in you. Cello, minimal piano, tribal drums, let it vibrate through your chest. Then sit down with your journal. Title the page, What I Refuse to Carry into My Future. Now name it all. Name the wounds still begging for closure. Name the expectations that never fit your frame. Name the self-doubt that poses as humility. Write until it hurts. Write until it clears. This is not indulgent, it's intentional, it's strategic. Because Scorpio doesn't just reflect, you release. And tonight, what you release makes room for what's next. When the page is full, fold it in half, then fold it again. Hold it between your hands like a fragile animal. Whisper this, I honor where this came from, but I do not belong there anymore. Now burn it safely. Watch the smoke rise, not as loss, but as liberation. You just closed a loop. You just broke a spell. And Scorpio, no one casts or breaks spells like you do. Now rise. Not because the ritual is done, but because you're ready to become the embodiment of what it created. Put on an outfit that makes you feel untouchable, not for a party, for presence. You're dressing the version of you who no longer negotiates with mediocrity. You're showing up to your own future. So stand in front of a mirror. No filter, no flattering light. Just you, the real you, the returned you. Speak this. I am not here to be palatable. I am not here to be predictable. I am here to be powerful. Let the words settle in your hips, in your spine, in your jaw. This is not performance, it's permission. The permission to be fully in your skin, fully in your standard, fully in your knowing. Now, step outside, if you can. Let the night air touch your face. Look up. Even if the stars are hidden, speak to them. Because, Scorpio, your ancestors are listening. Your future self is listening. And this is the moment to seal the shift. Say this, I move from depth. I lead from clarity. I rise with precision. Then close your eyes. Breathe. Let silence respond, because it will. You'll feel the shift in your chest, the way truth buzzes like a string pulled tight and plucked. That's alignment. That's your compass returning to true north. Mid-evening, prepare for your final integration practice, something that grounds you not in action, but in embodiment. This is your gateway to rest, not from exhaustion, but from evolution. Prepare a warm bath or foot soak, add Epsom salt, lavender oil, or even a few slices of orange or rosemary. Let the water carry memory, let it hold you, let it strip away every identity that felt like a cage. Because tomorrow, you rise in full capacity, not as a version of who others wanted, but as the blueprint of who you've always been. Soak until your mind slows, until the noise fades, until the only sound is your heartbeat syncing with the stars. Step out with reverence, wrap yourself in something soft, take your time. Scorpio doesn't rush rebirth. You savor it, return to your sacred space. Light one more candle, this time gold or white. Open your journal. Title the page, My Millionaire Frequency, Emotional Power as Currency. Then list 10 traits you now embody that make you both magnetic and masterful. Not what you're learning, what you already are, what you've proven just by making it through this portal. Examples. I honor my emotional depth as divine intelligence. I say no from intuition, not insecurity. I am available only for wealth that respects my boundaries. I create legacy through sacred presence, not constant proof. Let each truth land. Read them aloud. Let your voice shape the vibration of your next season. Then underline the one line that feels like prophecy. That's your new anchor, your new spell. Repeat it daily, until you believe it more than your past, until it becomes your default. Because Scorpio, your inner world is the factory where your outer world gets built. And tonight, you just rewrote the blueprint. You're not just dreaming bigger, you're dreaming clearer, sharper, cleaner, aligned. Now, blow out the candle. Let the smoke curl around your new timeline, because May 26 to 27 didn't just shift your energy, it shifted your trajectory. You felt it, you moved through it, you survived yourself. And that, Scorpio, is always your truest magic. So sleep, not as escape, but as surrender. Let your dreams take you where planning cannot. Let your subconscious show you what's next, because what's coming is not small. It's seismic, it's not temporary, it's tectonic. And Scorpio, you're not just ready, you're already becoming it. This is your legacy timeline now, signed, sealed, activated, so when you wake tomorrow, you won't rise to prove. You'll rise to lead, not from pressure, from power, not with force, with frequency. And the world, it'll feel the shift before you even speak. Because when a Scorpio moves like this, they don't ask for the crown, they become the throne.